nursing?
Ma'am Annie, very clear yung yung explanation. Sana sa next level kayo pa rin yung teacher namin.
Oo, sana din po, ma'am.
Opo.
Ano?
Sobrang
Sa next level
very...
naman, sana ikaw pa rin po.
Mm-mm.
Para hindi
alam
na sa mag-cheat, iba yung ano ba.
Ipapatuloy
Dapat
natin,
namin.
From level
Yung
1,
tuloy-tuloy
diretso tayo, okay?
pagtuturo mo ba? Kasi pag iba yung teacher, iba rin yung ano.
Kasi gusto ko talaga na ma-impart sa inyo kung ano yung natutuhan ko noon, at yung aking journey, at yung experiences ko. Yung
Yes,
practical experiences
exactly.
ko.
Yes,
Okay? So this is how I wanted you to know, to understand na lahat ng ituturo ko sa inyo ay importante ito. Huwag niyong kakalimutan.
Thank you po for sharing. Okay, stop ka na ba?
Sana tayo, guys.
Screen sharing.
So okay, nandito na tayo sa mobility aids. Nakita na natin ito. So we are here now sa one of those. Meron tayong pagpapakain, feeding. We are going to feed differently. Hindi lang tayo basta nagpapakain ng helping them, spoon feeding them. So meron tayong kinds of feeding, which is number 1, we are calling it enteral feeding. This enteral feeding is feeding by the tube. Tube ang gamit natin dito pag nagpapakain. So, sino sa inyo, yung may mga kamag-anak kayo na na-hospitalize, pinapakain sa tube, di ba? Nakikita niyo. So, ito yon. Enteral feeding is feeding by the tube. So,
Madam,
to give
yung
food,
signal po choppy po, hindi na.
sa akin? Signal sa akin o sa inyo? Okay na? Okay. So, enteral feeding is to give food to or supply with nourishment. So, paano natin ginagawa yung enteral feeding? It is feeding the intake of food via the gastrointestinal GI tract. Pagka sinabi natin GI tract or gastrointestinal tract, ang ibig sabihin yung digestive organ natin. Nakasama sa GI tract, composed of mouth, esophagus, stomach, and intestine. Ito yung mga structure na kasama pagka sinabi nating digestive or gastrointestinal tract, GI tract. Okay? Mouth, esophagus, stomach, and intestine. So magpapakain tayo ng pasyente. So how are we going to feed the patient via the tube? So we have different types of enteral feeding. So number 1, there is a nasogastric tube. NGT is the abbreviation. Okay? So this starts in the nose and ends in the stomach. So pag nagbibigay tayo ng NGT, tinatawag nating NGT, in the healthcare facility or in a hospital or in any medical healthcare setting, hindi tayo tatawaging nagpapakain siya ng from the nose. No. Tatawagin natin yon in our term as nursing or in the medical term, NGT. Please feed the patient by NGT or take care of the patient with the NGT. So pag sinabi nating NGT, nasogastric tube, NGT starts from the nose and ends in the stomach. Diretso yon. Ipapasok sa nose, sa tiyan na babagsak yung pagkain. So this is NGT from the nose to the stomach. Orogastric. By the way, naso means nose, ha? Kaya siya nasogastric. The nose and the stomach. Nasogastric. Okay? So when we go with orogastric, mouth is oro. Oro is mouth. So orogastric tube, OGT, starts in the mouth directs to the tube, it ends in the stomach. Okay, it's orogastric tube. When it is nasoenteric tube, naso from the nose, and ends in the intestine. So, yung mga subtypes nito, it could be nasojejunal, nasoduodenal, it all falls in the intestine. Pag oroenteric tube, it starts in the mouth and ends in intestine. Gastrostomy tube is placed through the skin of the abdomen straight to the stomach. Ito yung usual pag yung pasyente natin unable to be fed, unable to take it NGT. So, nag-i-incise sila, naggagawa ang doktor ng opening from the abdomen direct sa tiyan ng pasyente. So, ito yung nilalagay nating gastrostomy tube or peg tube. Ano na yung peg tube? Nakalimutan ko na. Endoscopic gastro. Okay, I will just tell you. Nakalimutan ko na. Peg. Okay. Okay. So, gastrostomy tube ito, from the skin, nag-i-incise yung doktor. Through the skin, papasok yun sa abdomen, going down direct to the stomach. Yun yung mga peg tube na tinatawag natin. So, direct siya doon. So, ito, kailangan natin pakainin yung pasyente through the tube, pero through the stomach, through the opening, yung ating gastrostomy tube. Jejunostomy tube is placed through the skin of the abdomen straight into the intestine. So, complicated ito, pero ang usually or the most common, NGT, yung ating nasogastric tube, or the gastrostomy tube, yung peg tube na tinatawag. Okay, so ito yung most common, yung nasogastric NGT or the peg tube. Mostly, yung mga pasyente natin in a long term, yung mga nasa home care, ay naka-peg tube sila. So, kailangang pakainin natin or alagaan natin yung pasyente with either NGT or a peg tube. So, this is how you can see the enteral or the parenteral. Enteral, as we say, pinag-usapan natin to, di ba? Either it will pass through the nose, going down to the stomach. So, nose to the stomach is nasogastric. So, yung nose to the duodenum is nasoduodenal. Yung nose to the jejunum is nasoduodenal. And yun dun sa parenteral naman, we will see yung another photograph with the parenteral. Fluid ito or nutrients na kakainin ng pasyente. So we have mentioned the enteral feeding is by the tube. Remember that. Enteral feeding is by the tube. Parenteral feeding is the feeding intravenously through a vein. Ito yung pinapadaan natin sa ugat naman. Yung enteral is through the tube. Ang parenteral is through your vein. Sa vein naman ito. Saan inilalagay yung vein? It depends on vein, which vein is to be used. This procedure is often referred to as either parenteral nutrition or TPN, total parenteral nutrition, or peripheral parenteral nutrition, PPN. Okay? So we must know and we must remember ang difference nila. Enteral is by the tube, parenteral is through the vein. Okay? So parenteral nutrition or intravenous feeding. We are calling it intravenous feeding. Yung mga intravenous na tinatawag nating swero, yun ay hindi pagkain. Ang dala nun is fluid or a blood through the tube. Pero yung pagpapakain natin through your veins, we are calling it parenteral feeding. So ano ba yung nasa parenteral nutrition? What is the content of the parenteral nutrition? In the intravenous feeding, it includes protein, carbohydrates, minerals, fats, electrolytes, vitamins, and other trace elements for patients who cannot eat or absorb enough food through tube feeding. Last resort na to. Pagka yung pasyente hindi na kayang, although they have the nasogastric tube, iniluluwa pa din nila or hindi na nila kayang i-absorb. So this is the last resort. Binibigyan na ng doktor o ino-orderan na ng doktor ng parenteral feeding. Gumagawa na sila ng opening through a vein, tapos doon na nila ini-insert yung tube para pakainin yung pasyente ng parenteral feeding. Hindi ito yung normal na tube feed na ino-osteurize feeding nyo or biniblend nyo. It's different kind of food. Piniprepare ito sa pharmacy ng ating mga, together with the dietitian and the nutritionist and the pharmacist. Sila nagpe-prepare ng pagkain na ito. Hindi ito yung normal na nanggagaling sa kitchen or dun sa dietary service ng ospital. And it must be sterile and it must not be yung kailangan ito ay dark place. Binabalutan ito ng mga foil, binabalutan ito ng something green para hindi na i-expose sa light. This is the photo of a picture of a parenteral feeding. Usually, yung total parenteral nutrition, ito siya. Ang contents nun, di ba sabi ko sa inyo, ipin-repair yun as nutrients, carbohydrates, etc., etc. So ito yun, in the subclavian, dito, may vein tayong malaki dito sa may supraclavicle, dito. So dito sila nag-i-incise. So ino-open nila yung skin, so kukunin nila yung veins, at doon nila ipapasok yung tube, yung papadaanin yung feeding. Okay? So this is the parenteral feeding. Dito naman, yung parenteral nutrition, this is the kind of nutrition na ipinapadaan natin through that feeding. So hindi yung normal na feeding lang. Piniprepare ito very delicately, very sensitively, very infectious-free. Lahat ito ay sterilized, sterile technique. So number 7, we have the housekeeping. Sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, as a part of a nursing care or a nursing aid responsibility to have this housekeeping role. So hindi kayo yung housekeeper talaga. Sinabi lang na a part. Kasi kung walang housekeeper in the patient care area, irresponsibilidad nyo na maging clean yung patient care area nyo. So you don't let na yung housekeeper may ginagawa doon, hayaan mong madumi hanggang mamaya. So it is our role na see to it na malinis yung patient care. Bakit kailangan nating maging a part of this role in a housekeeper? So it is a duty around the housekeeping to keep it clean, to change the sheets on patient bed. Yung bed making natin, a part din ng housekeeping yon. Yung paglilinis natin, pagtatanggal natin ng beds, pagka yung pasyente na rumihan, so it's a part of housekeeping. Yung mapping of the spills. Ang spills, pag sinabing nag-spill ng chemical, nag-spill ng body fluid ng pasyente, yung secretion, yung discharges, lahat ng yon, meron tayong responsibility to clean it immediately. Bakit? Not to spread yung infection. So kailangan i-contain natin, lalo na yung mga spill na yon, para hindi na siya mag-spill pa or mag-contaminate pa. And right after then, pag na-contain natin, so that's the time na tawagin natin yung housekeeping to clean it completely afterwards. So ang role natin is, kung magagawa natin now na, do it now, immediately. Okay? Not to waste for your time na maghanap ka pa ng housekeeper. If you can do it now, do it now. And let the housekeeper do the rest pagdating niya. Okay? So this is our role. So kailangan nating malinis yung ating patient care. Kung nandun tayo sa mga clinic, yung clinic area, yung waiting room natin, tanggalin natin yung mga domestic and yung mga medical waste. Talking about yung infection-free environment, yung ating mag-create tayo ng peaceful environment, pleasant atmosphere environment natin, it requires for a speedy recovery of the patients. Kailangan natin eh. Kasi yung pasyente, once na makita niya madumi yung paligid, do you think kayo ba gagaling? Hindi, di ba? So the same way dun sa pasyente nyo. So it's up to you, as you are a role model ng pasyente nyo, nakikita nila, malinis ka. So that means to say, parang siya naiinggan niya, magiging malinis din siya. And to keep yung iyong patient care environment infection-free. So the purpose now of the general housekeeping is to reduce the number of microorganisms that may come in contact with your patients, your visitors, and your staff, your co-workers, sa inyo din. Pag madumi yung paligid nyo, do you think hindi kayo dadapuan ng infection? Remember, nandun kayo sa loob ng hospital. Andun kayo sa loob ng medical center. So, napakaraming infectious doon, infection. So, tayo, kailangan natin maging very careful. Now, talking about this infection-free environment, meron tayo, we must know how to differentiate saan natin pwedeng itapon ang ating mga basura. Basura means waste. Okay? Those patient waste. Waste are the things that is not useful anymore. Patient waste yun. Anything that has contact with the patient, considered it infectious. Anybody in the healthcare facility, they are potentially infectious. Consider them as infectious. So how to do it? So we must aggressively or properly, appropriately dispose our waste material. Dito sa baba, makikita nyo yung different ng waste na containers. Dito sa medical waste na yellow, as you can see, ito ay lahat ng patients, lahat ng waste o lahat ng, like for example, yung inyong ginamit na mask, gloves, PPEs, everything put in the medical waste. Anything that has contact with your patients, put inside of your medical waste. Dito sa domestic waste, like your household waste, anything that does not carry or potentially harmful to sa inyo, sa pasyente or anybody else, dito natin ilalagay sa domestic waste. in the black container. Yung sharps container natin, ito natin inilalagay lahat ng sharps objects. Anything that has anything that is pointed, anything that has sharp edges, broken ampules, broken glass, yung ating mga needles, yung ating mga cannula, syringes, blades, all of those, it will be put or it will be disposed properly in a sharps container. Pag nakikita nyo itong mga yellow bins, hindi ba nakikita nyo may biohazard na symbol sa labas? So that means to say this one is potentially danger or potentially risk, very harmful sa health ng mga pasyente. Pasyente or sa inyo din. So pag nakakakita kayo nito, so when you go inside your healthcare facility, pag dumalaw kayo, nakipag-clinic kayo, may appointment kayo sa inyong mga doktor, be observant pag pumupunta kayo ng healthcare facility. So doon, makikita nyo bakit may yellow bag, bakit may yellow container, bakit may black container, bakit merong sharps container. And by the way, sharps container, you will find it at the wall. Wall-mounted yan. Why? It should be not to be reached by the children. It should be put on the level of the eyes. It should be placed at your own level. Para hindi yan matutusok yung mga bata. Yung mga kamay ninyo, pag inilagay ninyo ay baka kayong matusok. So be very careful. Kasi kailangan dito, carefulness ang kailangan dito. We should be taking care yung ating mga sharps. Going forward, meron tayong tinatawag na clean linen trolley. So sa bahay natin, nakikita natin yung mga linen natin, yung mga clean linens, nakalagay sa aparador, di ba? Sa tukador, sa cabinet. So the same way, in a hospital setting or in a healthcare facility, it is placed properly, appropriately in a clean linen caddy or a clean linen trolley. So meron tayo nito where we can take all our clean linens. Yung dirty linen, this is where to dispose our soiled beds. Yung kinuha natin sa pasyente when they are discharged o yung nadumihan ng mga pasyente. So kailangan natin immediately put inside of this dirty linen. Hindi nyo dapat i-carry galing sa pasyente papunta doon sa dirty linen room. No, it is a no. So always keep at your side kung kayo magpapalit ng linen together with the dirty linen hamper. Okay, so you have seen now ano yung ating mga kailangan na proper disposal doon sa containers or the bins or the sharps bins na kailangan nating i-dispose. Going to the hygiene and grooming. So kailangan natin yung pasyente natin ay malinis. Number 1, kailangan niyang malinis. So ano dapat nating gagawin? To make those patients clean. To make those patients looking good. So kailangan natin i-practice yung good hygiene nila. Ano ba yung mga kasama sa good hygiene? 'Di ba? Yung pag nagbabating, nag-oral care, nagto-toileting, ano pa yon? Yung mga denture care, nail care, all of those are part of the hygiene. And grooming, syempre, we want that our patient be looking smart. Parang hindi siya may sakit. So kailangan natin silang they will be looking good. Kasi makikita natin na pagka looking good sila, hindi ba parang feeling nila they are already well? Parang wala na silang sakit pagka nakaayos sila ng maigi, di ba? So pag ibinagsak mo sila sa kama at hindi mo sila inayos, how do they look like? Hindi ba? Parang ang sakit-sakit nila, yung may mga sakit-sakit. So kailangan from ourselves, introduce natin sa kanila na maging maayos. Para naman the way they will be like speeding yung kanilang recovery or yung healing process nila dadali din. So now we have come to an end of our fundamentals of nursing. Meron pa tayong idadagdag dyan later on kasi ito lang yung pinaka-basic as for now. Ito yung pinaka-fundamentals. Okay? So may bathing tayo, meron tayong toileting, meron tayong dressing up, hygiene, grooming, housekeeping, waste disposal. So transferring yung mga body mechanics, lahat yun gagawin natin. So they are the basic of yung daily living, yung ADL, yung patient daily living ang kailangan natin. Okay? Activity of daily living. Okay, so we have done introduction to nursing care and we have finished the fundamentals of nursing care, nursing aid. So we will come to the communication process. It is vital for us how to communicate lalo na dito, international tayo. Marami tayo ditong iba-ibang lahi. So kailangan natin how to deal with our patients very carefully. Yung interpersonal relationship natin through communication. So kailangan nating pag-aralan to. Okay? So hindi pa tayo pagod. We will just continue. Diretso tayo?
Opo, diretso po.
Okay.
Opo, diretso po.
So diretso tayo. Sandali lang, and I will give you the communication process. Andito na tayo sa communication process. So marami na tayo napapag-aralan for this day.
Opo.
So dapat lahat yan ma-absorb, ma?
Of
Ma'am,
course.
yung po bang enteral na feeding by tube, kung from mouth to the intestine, hindi na po dadaan po muna sa stomach and then intestine yan, di po ba? Or meron
Direct na ma'am siya. Yes, dadaan doon. Kasi from the stomach, yung intestine nasa babae.
connected
Yes.
po yun.
So end niya, intestine. Tama
Okay.
ka. Oo, kaya lang, ang binibigyan nating emphasis dito is pag
Yung end ko na-
orogastric or nasojejunal, kasi yon direct yun sa end ng intestine.
Okay
So,
po.
kahit na dumaan siya through the stomach, intestine yon. Or either wala siyang stomach, so kaya nag-intestine siya directly. So it depends on the procedure what the doctor has done. Kung depende yun, kung wala na siyang stomach, so direct siya sa intestine. But if meron siyang stomach, so dumaan doon, kaya lang bypass, yung may tinatawag kaming binabypass nang para to give healing to the stomach. So iba-bypass yun, ida-direct doon sa intestine.
So magkakaroon po ng insertion directly to the intestine from the ganun
Yes,
po.
oo. Either to the oro, doon
Opo.
sa bibig, oro, or doon sa
Doon
naso.
sa
Either
naso.
of these two.
Okay.
Okay, so it will go directly kung saan siya padadaanin yung pupuntahan at the end yung pagkain.
Opo.
Okay? Kasi depende kasi yun binigay ko lang sa inyo kung ano yung mga tube feeding, saan manggagaling, up to saan. Kasi hindi ko na ini-identify sa inyo kung ano yung mga kondisyon na dapat meron ito. So yun lang, binigay ko lang sa inyo yung pinaka-basic na ano yung dapat nating gawin as nursing aid. Ito yung dapat nating i-feed natin yung patient natin by NGT, if i-feed natin yung pasyente natin through
OGT.
nasojejunal. So yung mga ganong mga
Pero
process.
hindi po tayo po ba ang mag-i-insert ng mga tube na yon or hindi po? Doktor po.
Nurses.
Nurses.
Nurses, oo. Kasi tayo as nursing aid, sabi ko nga sa iyo, you cannot do it independently. So parating may nurse ka. Itong mga basic, papahawakin kanya ng tube, pero i-check niya muna kung ito ba ay properly inserted. Kung hindi, she has to change it. Kailangan maging tama yung kanyang pagpapasukan ng pagkain. So yun, kailangan mo parati or you are competent enough. Merong binibigay na competency for the nursing aid to do it independently. So yun. Either you can do it independently or pwede niya kayong kung meron siya or yung easily available na nandyan siya parate, pwede niyang i-ano sa'yo, halika tulungan mo ko. Or she will just ask you to, please do it for me. Pero nandyan siya. Yun. But you need to be competent enough. Hindi ka pababayaan nung nurse na gagawin mo nang basta hindi ka competent. So may competency yan. So iti-check namin whether kaya mong gawin. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you pa.
Okay, so going forward dun sa communication process. Teka muna. Naka-disable uli ako. So, okay, the slide is with you now. Okay na yung slide sa inyo or wala pa? Wala pa. Okay. So we are on our third topic today. Ito yung communication process. Ano ba ang dapat nating malaman sa communication? And why it is important for us, this communication process? Anong kailangan nating gawin? In an effective communication, pag sinabi nating effective communication, kailangan very timely, very accurate, complete, unambiguous or clear, understood by the recipient. Kailangan natin, we must understand na i-transfer natin very clear, very accurate, very complete yung ating documentation or ating communication. Why? To reduce the error and results in improved patient safety. By the way, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, bakit tayo kumukuha ng nursing aid course? Ang bottom line nito is our patient safety. Kailangan natin patient first. Patient safety ang kailangan natin. Kailangan natin yon. Buhay ng pasyente ang ating, we want to save the lives of our patient. So kailangan natin ng patient safety parate. So sabi nga dito, for an effective communication that we can achieve, it reduces errors and in results, magkakaroon ng improved patient safety. Communication can be either electronic. Nowadays, yung aming kasing mga communication or the medical records na tinatawag namin regarding the documentation of the patients are with electronic. EMR, electronic medical records. Okay? So, verbal, pag tayo nakikipag-usap, it is verbal communication. Pag written, when we write it. So, yung electronic is pwede nating gamitin yung mga patient record natin as in EMR, or we can use our texts, yung mga messages through our social media. So, yun yung ating mga electronic nowadays. So, effective communication, it is defined as verbal speech or other methods of relaying information in order to get a message across. Okay, so kailangan natin ang effective communication to get our message across. Kailangan make sure kayo, whatever you say, verbally or what, it comes across effectively. Okay, so kailangan ma-make sure nyo na effective yung na-ipas nyong communication. It's if either party does not understand the purpose of the information conveyed, communication cannot be effective. So pag-uusapan natin ano ba ang mga kailangan natin to make an effective communication. So yung effective communication within a healthcare setting between the healthcare providers, patients, family, ito ay very critically important. Kasi tayo yung magkakausap sa loob ng healthcare facility. So kailangan nag-uusap tayo very clear, very complete, very accurate. So ineffective, okay, communication among healthcare professional is one of the leading causes of medical errors and patient harm. Imagine niyo yan. When you are communicating ineffectively, so anong mangyayari sa pasyente natin? So it will lead only to medical errors and patient harm. Hindi ba napakasad nun? Nandun tayo sa healthcare facility and where in fact, tayo yung magbibigay sa kanila ng harm through our communication, ineffective communication. So kailangan matutuhan natin how to be an effective communicator and how to yung i-provide natin yung effective communication. Okay? So we have the purposes. Why? Or to improve the effective communication. Ano bang kailangan natin? Number 1, to improve the effectiveness of verbal and or telephone communications among caregivers. Kailangan maging ma-improve natin, maging effective yung ating verbal at telephone communication. Pag-uusapan natin yan, okay? The first purpose is to improve effectiveness of verbal and telephone communication. Saan natin ginagamit ito? We will come to know. To report critical results of diagnostic test. Okay? So, kailangan pag nagre-report tayo ng mga critical, when we say critical, yung above the normal, abnormal results. We are calling them critical results of diagnostic test. Yung laboratory test are diagnostic test. To ensure proper handover is implemented. Ano bang handover na tinatawag? Anong kailangan nating gawin whenever we give a handover? Sa shifting natin yun ginagamit. Pag nagpapalit na tayo ng shift, hindi natin tinatawag na endorsement. Kasi yung endorsement, tinatawag natin, we are endorsing a check. So we are not endorsing a check here. We are handing over a live person, a patient. So